Hello and welcome to Keeping It Real, Staying Alive edition. This is officially episode 5. My 5th official guest of honor is Mrs. Victoria Louise Fuller. She's going to be joining us live all the way from New Zealand in 2 different days and 2 different time zones. It's a good time to be alive. So thank you. I'm going to invite you on the show right now.
Hello.
Ooh. Hello. Thank you for joining.
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing great. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. Yeah, we've just woken up over here in New Zealand.
What time is it? What time is it over there by you?
It's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm sorry that it had to be so early.
Oh no! When I say just woken up, we've been up for a bit, but it's the start of our day over here. Yeah.
Yeah, over here it's 5 in the afternoon, so most of us are wide awake and ready to go. You know. I want to thank you for being on the show, for agreeing to do this. I'm always happy to connect with other people in the mental health and fitness industry that are working towards something bigger than themselves. And clearly that's what you're doing in your area of expertise. And so thank you for that. And
hey, cool. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tim, for bringing me on here and getting in touch. I firstly just want to say I love your energy. The energy that you bring to your videos is so contagious.
Oh, thanks.
And it's amazing. Like you can't help and watch but feel a lot of joy every time. So brilliant.
Oh, thank you so
Loving
much.
it.
I really do appreciate that. Doing my best to work for the people, to work for the cause. For people who don't know you, Victoria, maybe you could tell them a little bit about yourself and what you're doing currently. Let's get to know each other.
I studied psychology at university, and that was my degree. So I've always had this fascination with the mind. And I did a paper, a couple of my papers were child development focused, so educational development focused. So I kind of went down that pathway, and I'm currently a teacher as well. So I went down that pathway and became a primary school teacher. But it was, I guess, through life experience and through growing up myself a bit more and traveling and seeing the world and being exposed to different things that my passion in psychology has changed slightly from child and educational development to more behavioral and social psychology and general well-being. Lots of the time I've met tons of people who, you hear people's story as you travel, and growing up as well, your friends and close family that you might see struggling here and there, and I just kind of got fascinated at why do some people, blossom, and some people really struggle with the same kind of maybe issues that we might face in the world. And this just started getting me ticking along. And then I guess also last year I experienced a little bit of anxiety myself through a bizarre, unique life experience that I was doing. And then through that, I started to just gather all my knowledge that I knew about the mind and about human nature and all my tools and practices. And I started applying them to myself, and more so than ever, and learning more than I could ever, fathom. I was like, right, what's going through my mind? I need to figure this out. And I could really just see the change from some of the tools and practices that I was applying in my life. And when I started sharing this content through my Instagram, I could see some of the responses that I would get from people was quite overwhelming. And it's always been my passion to educate. It's always been my passion to understand the mind. And so now I was kind of combining them together through, social media. I'm kind of in the mix of building my own website, so I can start a bit of a blog and develop it even further, because it's my drive, it's my passion, combining these two things together. So just wanting to give as much as I can, knowing what I know and what I love learning about, because I don't like keeping it all up in here. If there's something that I learn, if there's something that I research, science-based tools, I want other people to try these things and see the change that it can have in other people's lives.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, I think a lot of people find that too. When you start doing something for yourself, when you start finding tools for yourself that work and they're powerful and they're effective in your life, that a lot of us, I hope it's a lot of us, feel compelled to share that, because it's something good that we can all do. And a lot of us don't
Yeah.
realize how powerful, how much power we have in our lives until someone like yourself or someone else, some other mental health advocate brings us that knowledge. So thank
Yeah.
you for that. And
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. I hope you keep doing it.
Hey,
And I
thanks.
like the little videos. I've seen the IGTV videos where you share mental health tools, and that's what this show is about. So a little bit later, we
Yeah.
can share some of that. And yeah, it just feels like the universe, like when you start taking care of yourself, it feels like the universe draws other people who are taking care of themselves in. And like when you start becoming more positive,
Yeah.
you start surrounding yourself with positivity. So I think that's what's happening out here with this show.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we got into what you're doing. We touched on why you're doing it. That's one of the questions I like to ask everybody who comes on the show. For you, it's your passion, right? You
Yeah.
experience joy, and you feel compelled to share, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, I think I've also, I mean, I do lots of courses throughout my time. So I teach at the moment contracted. I'm a contracted teacher, so I teach about 3 days a week, and then I spend my other time studying, completing courses, and just kind of building my knowledge and understanding. Eventually, in July, I actually start my master's in psychology, so I'm very excited to
Oh, nice.
just keep building on what I can do and what I can offer. But I mean, it's interesting because I've been in a debate with myself, because I learn a lot from doing my own courses and research, but obviously I also think I want to become a psychologist in the future. So you have to do the qualifications to get there eventually.
Yeah.
So doing that part-time, and we'll see where that takes me. But at the moment on my page, and through my website, that's in progress. It's under construction. You'll find me trying to inspire and educate.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Thank you. I wish you good luck on your journey with on the educational side. And I hope that you never stop sharing what you're learning, because it's good stuff. We're all doing what we can for Team Human. That's what one of the things we try to
well, that's
try
it,
to
right? Team Human. I just have so much belief in everyone, and we can all find, live a life of joy and find this contentness. And so if watching something from, on your page, or seeing a post that I might make that gives you that lift for that day, then, we're doing what we want, we're doing what we feel compelled to do. And that's really rewarding. And yeah.
Yeah, I found that too. And I think it's really important to do what you're compelled to do, to be real. And I definitely feel that from you with your videos. Like it's genuine. It's kind of something that people connect to, and then you can have an even better, more powerful impact in their lives with the information, because they're connecting to that realness. So super cool. Good stuff. And one of the things we like to do on this show, and you do often on your page, is to share something that people can do at home, like some sort of tool, mental health tool. So is this something that you've got for us to share?
Yes, absolutely. I was sneaky, and I had a look on your page to see what has been shared. And they are all amazing tools that have been shared previously by other people. But one that I also find that's quite beneficial is called the Happy Pleasure List. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah. The Happy Pleasure List. It's basically you'll write a list of maybe 15 to 25 or so things that might give you joy, or that instant feeling of feeling better. Your list might include activities, memories, thoughts, and I have one on my phone, so if I need to, I can just pull it out, although I've kind of got quite a few in my head already that I know that I can do. You'd write like a variety of things that you could do whenever. So if it's a memory, or if you may be at home and you can go for a walk, it's something that you can do at that time. So one of mine on my list is reading. So I love immersing myself in a book. I always find that I get a bit of a dopamine hit, so it just gives me a lot of joy, and my focus and my thoughts have now moved from whatever was happening to what's going on in my book. I might go for a walk in my garden. There's some fresh air, get amongst the nature. Like, I love that. You could do a bit of mindfulness breathing or mindfulness awareness when you walk through. Go for your walk. I love watching TikTok videos. I might be slightly obsessed a little bit. There's some really creative videos on them, and I'm always just laughing out loud watching those videos. So that's another one. A memory, for example, if I was to, on my list, I have this memory of playing Scrabble with my parents recently, and my mum was just being so sneaky and cheeky, and she was just creating these words and just with such confidence. She's like, no, this means that, and we're like, Mum, I just don't think that word exists.
That's hilarious.
So it was very, very, very entertaining. So as you can see, that just brings instant joy to myself. So I mean, there's a lot of strategies and tools, but this list tool, I think, super beneficial because it can instantly change the state that you're in. And what I was going to say though, the memory one, if you write on your list some memories, you have to be really, I guess, careful about what memories you might choose, because one memory could lead to another thought with that memory, if that makes sense. So like my grandma, for example, I'm very, very fond of all the times I've had with my grandma, but she's also currently sick, and she lives in South Africa, and I can't be with her. So if I was to write a memory about her, it will probably, it's highly likely that it will drift to, oh, but she's sick, I can't be with her, that's really sad. And then that just beats the point of it. So you have to, be very careful what kind of memories you would choose to put on your list. And of course, I love my grandma, but right now I'm like, well, that wouldn't be the right thing for me at the moment. But it's an amazing tool. You can just pull it out whenever you are feeling like in those moments. And it's really, really helped myself. And I can imagine it would maybe help everyone else that would be interested in it.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think it's an awesome reminder of things that make you happy. And mindset is huge. And also grounding yourself into those positive thoughts and positive memories or activities. That's really cool.
And a sneaky little kind of tip is when you think of these things, or when you do the activities, to kind of smile, just even if it maybe you're faking it at the time, because that instant kind of activation of your muscles releases it triggers your brain to like release the chemicals that you're happy. So it's like, oh, maybe I'm a bit happy. So okay, let's so it just, all of that kind of physiological system is happening when you do things like that. Yeah. With your list though, you kind of want to exclude some things. You want to avoid alcohol or food. You just want to avoid things that might not be something that keeps you healthy in the long run.
I gotcha. So you want to avoid vices for sure, even if you enjoy them.
Avoid right? What?
Vices. Like avoid something that's bad for your health. Basically, putting it on the list. Yeah. That makes sense. Even though we might enjoy bad things sometimes, you know? Very cool. Yeah. Thank you so much. And let me know once the website's up so I can give you a shout out, do a little cross promo action. I love what you're doing. I love sharing tools together, so I'm always down for that. And I think that's good. I think that was an awesome show. I don't know how you feel about it. I feel like we're killing it out here. We're crushing it, right?
Yeah, I love it. No, it's wonderful.
Thank you so much. That's going to be the end for today, and we'll catch up another time. I'm looking forward to maybe working together in the future.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. Thank you so much again, Tim, for having me on here, and thanks everyone for joining in, and hope that tool was helpful, and that you can use it and apply it whenever you need to.
Thanks so much. When I'm in New Zealand, I'm going to find you. I'm coming to punch my way across. I'm going to punch my way across this whole planet.
If you come this way, you need to get in touch and we'll go to a karaoke bar.
That would be awesome. That would make my heart just overloaded with joy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Cheers. See you later.